Hey, what up? So, welcome to Ask Kevin Yee, where you guys ask me a bunch of questions and I just answer them. And so, one of the questions I got today was actually on one of my YouTube videos. Let's see. Comes from Bryant Vo today, and he's asking, what methods did you use for studying exams? Did you use note cards, heavy skim reading, keep up with the vlogs? And fair disclosure, I during pharmacy school I wasn't the best student, but I just used whatever worked best for me. And near the end of pharmacy school, I started doing a lot better. I had the same pattern in undergrad, where one year I almost failed almost all my classes, and luckily I took a lot of APs, so that saved my ass. But I failed like pretty much 1/4 of my undergrad, and the next year I came back harder than ever. I had like a wicked good GPA, and so here are the things that really helped me and hopefully will help you. Let's see. Since I'm in my room, I actually have a bunch of books, and the the two books I actually really look toward for time management, schooling, and all that stuff is by Cal Newport. So first one I have how to become a straight A student, and how to win at college. And I really like these books because it kind of breaks you away from just like working harder, hustling harder. It really teaches you how to work a lot smarter and work a lot more effectively, right? And I'll give you 3 tips, I guess, the 3 most vital tips that helped me during school. So first thing, for me, it was always go to class and pay attention. You know what I mean? Like, I know it sounds fucking corny as hell, but I know some kids, they just read the textbook, which is cool and all. But for me, when I would read a textbook, it would be like so much work, and a lot of the questions that were on the exam, the teachers are writing, not the textbook, right? When I was in lecture, I'd be very, I guess, aware of what the teacher would sort of focus on, what they would skim over and stuff, what was important, what wasn't important. And majority of the time, most of the questions weren't from textbooks, right? They came from the actual lecture, And sometimes you have one of those like teachers that would be like, oh, you need to do both, and I'm just gonna take all my questions from the textbook. But you're there you're there to sift out what's important, what's not important. And I think that's a huge thing to go in with, right? Sort of strategizing like from the get-go. And so one of the methods that Cal Newport recommends is the question and answer type of thing, which he has you sort of making the questions as you go along, and that works for some. But I guess for the heavy biosciences and stuff, I didn't really find that sort of useful. I would what I would do a lot of the time, I would actually go to a lecture, write down all the notes, and sort of right after class, if I had time, I would kind of review the notes right after, so it was fresh in my mind. I was getting another look at it, so I organized all my ideas and stuff like that. If there was any supplemental thing, I would either A, go to office hours, or B, I would read it to clarify it in the textbook, So if I did refer to the textbook, and believe me, I was fucking cheap. I did not want to pay for a textbook. So what I would do, I would go to the library half the time, just borrow that shit for like an hour, and I never bought my textbooks. So yeah, I never bought textbooks. You ask anyone in pharmacy school or anyone during my undergrad, I never bought textbooks. But yeah, that's the first tip. Second tip, so school can get sort of overwhelming. So for me, I would actually try to do like time out my work. So a lot of the time I would wake up super early to just get on top of my work, especially during undergrad. So for me, I was like driving in from home, so I would get to campus around maybe 6. I wake up at 5, get into campus by 6, and start working. And you know how we have those breaks during the day? Well, I'm not sure about you, but for me, I would not try to wait until all my classes were done and do my homework. I would just nail it out throughout the day. So I would get it done during, like, in between my 10 and 11 class. I'd do it then, you know. And I try to get everything done before 5, because after 5 the sun goes down, you get lazy. Come on, you just want Netflix and chill, right? And that time's for relaxing, and our bodies are made like that, you know. It's not meant to be working hard at night, because that's when our sleep cycles kick in, right? And so it's harder to focus. Everything gets so much harder, you know. You ask anybody who does creative work, you're most creative during the daytime. So I really took that into account as well. And another thing that I really recommend is sometimes, like, have you ever had a toothpaste? Have you ever had toothpaste and where you have the last bit of toothpaste, but you keep on pushing, nothing's coming out? Well, sometimes, like, school's a lot like that. If you're really exhausted or if you're really fried, why do you keep on pushing? You might as well just buy another tube, right? So where I'm trying to get at is, you know, I think a really important thing is just to sort of relax, you know, like, have a side project, have something where you're actually having fun, maybe grab something to eat with your friends, stuff like that. And that actually helped me during my academics, because I was so much happier. So if you guys don't know, during my junior year of undergrad, when I wasn't doing too hot, I would be sleeping all the time. I wasn't super active. I was super unhappy, because I went to engineering school, and I want to be around more social people, and I always had this dream of being in an Asian frat, right? But I never got to live out that dream, and I was like, fuck, right? So what happened? I went to Hong Kong for a little bit. I had a lot of fun there. And then when I came back, I was reading books like Cal Newport's and stuff, and it really got me on track. And I started making friends on campus who actually felt the same way as me. And some of those friends are still some of my best friends today. So yeah, I recommend, like, you know, have some downtime, work hard during the day, chill at night, dude. And I feel like once you get your time management done, and I honestly recommend these 2 books because they were like some of the best books I have ever bought about studying productivity. And I'll be honest, not everything is applicable if you're interested in pharmacy or certain subjects, but you can take at least one thing out of it and sort of apply it to your life. I mean, at the end of the day, what he did was really smart, was that he interviewed kids all over the US and sort of looked at their studying habits and kind of correlated the common patterns. So most likely these things will sort of work for you, and if you don't, you might have a good read. So anyways, guys, if you guys have questions for me, feel free to send them my way. You can tag Ask Kevin Yee on Instagram, or you can email me at subscribers at I was gonna say Gmail. You can tag me. You can email me at subscribers@refugeehustle.com, and follow me on social media, guys. And we'll see you next time. Peace.